Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another convention review video. I know that everyone loved the MonsterCon one so much, so I'm going to do it again. Unfortunately, Zelius did not come to this specific convention with me, so I have to fly solo. This convention, of course, is Siege, or SiegeCon, depending on how you want to call it. It is siegecon.org, or is it .net? I believe it's .net. Anyways, Siege is put on by the Georgia Game Developer Association. That's GGDA, ggda.org. It is one of the, I guess, two really big organizations within the Georgia area, or specifically the Atlanta area. The other one, of course, is the IGDA, International Game Developers Association, Atlanta chapter. All right, so GGDA puts on Siege every single year. This is, I think, possibly my 5th year. So, as time has gone on, Siege has impressively gotten more and better speakers to add to the topics. Now, one thing that I do have to point out, Siege stands for Southern Interactive Entertainment Game Expo. Now, when you think games and expo, you're thinking like a PAX, or perhaps an E3. This isn't what that is. Now, I will say that I was really impressed by the fact that there was a good variation of games to play at Siege. Of course, the big one was Brawlhalla, which is developed by Blue Mammoth Games, which of course is a local one. And then there was a sea of, or I wouldn't say a sea, but there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 7 or 8, maybe 9 independent developers who were showing off their game in several different states. And that, of course, is always fun because you get to see things that are maybe a little bit more experimental, or perhaps is something that you could definitely sink your teeth into, or something that it is a clone, but maybe in a different way. So I was really happy to see that. I was also happy to hear. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but so here's the deal. In past sieges, past years at Siege, to get a table for like the expo hall or whatever, it cost you an arm and a leg. I was happy to hear that the price was greatly dropped, so that independent developers could actually show up. Let's just say that the old price was basically more than my entire year's worth of convention budget. Anyway, so great. There was a good number of games, some very innovative stuff, and of course the speakers, amazing. First of all, the Friday keynote speaker was awesome. I mean, absolutely awesome. Warren Spector. I mean, if you don't know that name, you need to Google it right now. He's had his hands in so many different pieces of the industry. Yes, he was part of the team that made Epic Mickey. In my opinion, not that good of a game. But my issue with Epic Mickey was the camera. That basically ruined the game for me. But it was great to hear his talk. And I hope and I pray that that I'm able to give you his talk. So here's one of the cool things about Siege. Siege actually got something insanely right. One of the biggest issues that Siege has had in the past has been videography and audio visual of the keynote and basically any of the panels that happen in the main room. This year they hired a crew that had a 3-camera setup, which was awesome. It was amazing. I'm sure the videos are going to be like crazy ass good quality. My only issue though about that camera crew was you had someone in the background, preferably, I'm guessing the producer, going, camera 1, okay, camera 2, all right, we're going into camera 3, all right, zoom camera 3, all right, zoom 1, okay, 2, all right, 3. And the thing is, it wasn't quiet. So the speakers like Warren Spector, were basically giving that dude daggers halfway through his talk. One of the best things about that talk about that Warren Spector did is like, look, he gave a bunch of amazing thoughts, notes, ideas, concepts, but the best part was what he's doing at University of Texas at Austin, and that is he has this like program. It's a post bachelor's, baccalaureate, whatever the damn thing's called, program. It It requires, in order to get into it, so basically it's a 9-month program for individuals who want to really master game development. To get into it, you have to have a bachelor's of science that is in game development or something really close. You have to have at least 1 to 2 years of experience on a production team, not a school project, but like an actual, like, it doesn't have to be a AAA title, but it has to be publicly produced and publicly consumable through some means. And the last one is you have to be someone that Warren Spector just can't say no to. Okay, so I really wish that I had the ability to have interviewed him to ask him more questions about that. But from my understanding, it's probably a limited size class. So that means the best of the best. And you know what? If you are a developer and you've got 1, 2, even 3 of those criteria, apply. Now, I know a lot of people are like, but student loans, you have to have money to go to school. Here's the coolest freaking thing about this whole program. It's free. Not only that, if you get accepted in this program, get a $10,000 stipend for 9 months straight of classes. Now, of course, for an individual who went to Full Sail, 9 months straight, not that crazy. I did 24 months straight. It's supposed to be 21, but I kind of failed a couple classes. Whatever. Okay, so anyways, I unfortunately missed the Saturday night keynote, which I was really saddened by, but I had to attend something that I think anyone and everyone will agree was more important to be at, and that, of course, was the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Light the Night Walk, where my sister was honored as the white light participant. That basically, white light means that you are a survivor. So, kudos to my sister. Okay, so what else happened? So I'm going to give you all the breakup. I'm going to give you all the good stuff, and then I'll go back and give you the bad, okay? Because there was some bad stuff. I already mentioned that the AV guy in the camera 1, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 3, camera 1, camera 2. Like, seriously? Shut up! There should have been some kind of, like, just beep in their headset, and then they'll know that they're supposed to, click or something. Should have been a non-verbal way of doing it, because the thing is, it's not that big of a room. So sound carries like a mofo. All right. So, all right. There was another panel. It's called Writing for Video Games. Warren Spector was on it. Michelle Menard, a phenomenal panelist, if I say so myself. And oh my gosh, I'm blanking out on the last guy. But he was involved with The Darkness and all that stuff. It was, oh my god, and Bill Bridges, who is a local. He's worked on White Wolf and a bunch of other stuff, and of course, you want to talk to him about games and trying to set stuff up. But anyways, so I mean, there were a bunch of other panels, and there was the opening. So at Siege, there's an opening night party, which is more about networking, and then there's suite parties, which is all about networking. Siege is an educational, informational networking event that starts on a Friday and goes Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yes, it was refreshing to see that there were actually quite a few games that you could sink your teeth into and look at, and then there were other individuals who had like a private demos, if you were so lucky, or they might have had a prototype that they showed you off in a corner because they didn't want to show the public. Oculus was there. They showed their upcoming strategy for putting out the mobile version of Oculus, the PC version, and then the Oculus hand motion controllers. Awesome stuff. All right. So here's the bad about Siege, and this might just be me. And so when I arrived at Siege, okay, so as a panelist, or as a hopeful panelist, you go to the Siege website and it gives you the option of, oh, would you like to do a topic for a panel? So you click on yes, and then it makes you fill out a panelist information sheet. So you hit accept or submit or whatever with all your information, your name, your address, your qualifications, blah, 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 blah. And of course a picture. And then you think, okay, now that I put that in, now I can put suggestions. No, you can't. You apparently have to know some like secret dark alley handshake in order to get suggestions in there. I was really hoping that I was going to be able to put a media panel together. I was going to bring in a PR individual and then another media individual who at the last minute he actually did show up, so I could have given the panel if I was given the chance to do that. Now, here's the funny thing about the panel submission thing. So I was on a panel. I was on a panel Sunday morning. It was at 10 a.m. It was called Hangover Cure Indie Rants. And it was 10 individuals who had 4 minutes apiece to rant about a specific topic that they felt very passionate about. Mine, of course, happened to be early access. So thankfully, Joe, thank you for getting me onto your panel, because I really wanted to give a panel, because I've given a panel at the past two. And I've given a different panel at the past two, and I was really hoping to continue to be a panelist. And so Joe gave me the opportunity, so thank you, Joe. That being said, when I showed up on Friday, I made it a point to leave work early so that I can make sure I got all my stuff in, my credentials, all that stuff together, so that I could be part of the thing, part of the convention. And not miss the keynote, because the keynote started at 5. I show up, I say, hi, I'm a panelist, checking in. What's your name? Charlie Hawkins. You're not on the list. Okay, well maybe I'm press. Maybe I'm under the press list, because I am press. I've been press for at least 4 of the 5 years that I've gone to Siege. Maybe I've been to Siege longer than that. I think I have. Well, anyways, so I've been press for quite a while at Siege. Nope, not on the press. Okay, well, I've been to a lot of Sieges before, and I've had the distinction of being both of those. Well, you're not on either of the lists. So here's what you need to do. Fill out this form, and we'll get you a badge for now, and then we might have to revisit it later. Fine, whatever. Here's my information. Boom. Give me the badge. Badge. Walk around, meet people, do the keynote, leave for dinner, come back, do the party, leave really, really late, because the parties are awesome. And actually, for the first year, you could actually hear individuals talking at the party. The volume's always been like boost through the roof. So it's like, yeah, did you hear what? What? So anyways, so I come back Saturday. I run into an individual who used to be in a high-ranking position within the Georgia Game Developers Association Atlanta chapter, and she was ready to fight for me. And I said, "Well, slow down. Let me just see if I can get this to work." So I go back up to the check-in area. There's a different individual working the desk. I say, "Hey, I'm supposed to have a couple extra ribbons on my badge." They say, "Okay, what ribbons are you supposed to have?" I said, "I'm supposed to have a presenter badge or panelist and press." They're like, "Okay, well, we ran out of the presenter badges, but let me go get you your press one." Not even hesitating, didn't even have to ask, because this individual knew me by looks and the fact that I was wearing my Alter Confusion t-shirt, because that's what I do. So I got my press thing. The next thing is, okay, so I got my press I finally got my press ribbon. Now it's time to find the media guy, because the media guy didn't even want to look my way if I didn't have the press thing. So it took most of the day Saturday for me to find someone who was going to be able to track that individual down. I finally sat down with this individual. I had to explain who the heck I was, what I do, and basically a reason for why I'm media and why I should be interviewing these individuals. And I gave him a list of 5 people. And I said, look, here's the deal. I have to leave to go to an event downtown, and I know for a fact that no one wants to do interviews during the sweep parties. So if any one of them was around on Sunday, because I knew that there were going to be some of these people that I put on my list. I'm not going to tell you what the list was, with the exception of Warren Spector was on it. You know, let's set up interviews. And he goes, okay, well, here's my phone number. And I gave him my card that has my phone number on it. And he's like, I'll get in touch with you once I know more. I'm like, awesome. Sunday rolls around. I get there. I tell him, look, I'm going to be at the convention. I'll be back at the convention a little bit before 10 because I have a panel at 10. But after that, I am wide open until the end of the convention. So do the panel at 10. I get there at 9:45. Get all my stuff, you know, get my thoughts together, sort of. Do the panel at 10. Ends at 11. Pop out. Don't hear anything. Check my email. Check my text messages, because I text messaged the guy to add an extra individual. Didn't hear anything. So I go searching around for him. Can't find him anywhere. So you know, I start talking to some of the independent developers just to see what kind of games they have. I didn't do any you know, official interviews, because I'm thinking I don't want to get. No offense to the indies out there, but I didn't want to start an interview and then have to drop them immediately to go interview Warren Spector, who I knew was still around and was just kind of hanging out with different people. I just didn't want to interrupt his conversations, because I figured, you know, at some point he's going to just sneak up to where the media gets to do the interviews, and then I will follow suit, and then ta-da, I'll do my 5 to 15 minute interview, because that's all I needed, was that small of a window for all 5 of the interviews. It wasn't like I was doing hour-long interviews. 2 o'clock rolls around. Still don't hear anything. Starting to get a little nervous. Starting to get sweaty. Really freaking tired, because this is now the end of the convention. Still can't find the media guy. Finally, so I'm talking to an amazing panelist by the name of Michelle Menard. I'm sitting in the main lobby, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go home. I haven't seen my kid. It's my wedding anniversary. I mean, I dressed up really nice to do interviews. I had my Alta Confusion polo shirt, had some nice khakis, had my business cards, had my camera, my tripod. I had the sound as best as possible. I was ready. So as I'm talking to Michelle and I'm basically saying goodbye, I lean forward to get up, and what doth my eyes see but the media guy chilling at the bar having a drink. And to be honest, that caused me to want to cause him bodily harm. But knowing that it was my 7th year wedding anniversary, I did not want my wife to have to bail me out of jail. That, and she was watching both my sons the entire weekend. She's a champion. So I decided just to pack up and go. And of course, I'm giving you this rant. Well, it's not really a rant, it's a review, okay? So here's the deal. Siege, keep bringing in the big speakers. Work on your website, for the love of God. I disappeared from the website's panelist list, and I was not anywhere in the panelist list in the program. There were individuals who had to cancel their panels early enough on that they should be in the pamphlet, but they were. I don't care if I was the media relations person and there's an individual who has apparently been given a press badge. I'm going to give them as much respect as like an ESPN, AJC, GameSpot, Kotaku reporter. Okay, if they've got the credentials, then they're worthy. Okay, I'm not going to disappear. Going to be totally honest with you. I don't know if the media person actually knew half the people I wanted to interview, which is scary because there are big names in the local gaming scene. Anyways, fix the media person. If you're gonna have that AV crew again, tell them to put the monitor system somewhere else, outside the room, so we don't have to hear someone constantly talking about the cameras and what they're going to switch to. Other than that, good job. Well, there was one thing. It was a little annoying that I did like the fact that every single at the opening of every single panel room they had this basically it was it was up on not a tripod, but a display. It said the name of the room, Siege, blah 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 blah, and there was a blank thing, and then they just basically printed out everything in the morning and then slapped it up there. Problem is that it wanted till like right before 10 when they started putting that stuff up, so a lot of people could have missed out on the first round of panels, or if there was any changes, because I think when they did changes, they actually swapped them out as well. So it was a lot of fun to see the game developer SmackDown, which of course was all the local development teams and anyone that was in the industry that's local. There was a Hearthstone tournament and a Halo. Well, actually, there's the championship for Hearthstone and the championship for Halo 2. Congratulations to Spray and Pray and Ryan C. I think that's it. Siege is an amazing convention to network, to learn, to better your understanding of what the ins and outs of the industry, and of course, listen to individuals who've been in the industry and know some of the craziness about where it was, where it could go, what's going on right now. So, thank you for tuning into the Siege convention review. Am I a little pissed about getting the cold shoulder and basically being feeling like I was completely erased? Absolutely. But you know what? You live and learn, and hopefully we can fix everything, and I just have to be more aggressive with in the future when we do like Georgia Game Developer Association meetings or IGDA meetings where they're individuals in high-ranking positions. Maybe I could find a way to have them do an interview after the presentation or maybe before, so that I can actually get the interviews. I've got to be my own media man, apparently. So yeah. So anyways, thank you for tuning in to this review of Siege. It, of course, will happen again next October 2016. And if you are in the Atlanta area or could get to the Atlanta area, come. If you're an independent developer who wants to show something off, check out the ggda.org website to find out all the information about how to get you recognized. And of course, you can always hit us up, myself and the rest of the Altered Confusion team at www.alteredconfusion.com. Of course, we have a Facebook page, we have Twitter, we have YouTube. So hit us up in any and every fashion. So thank you again, and I hope to see you at the next convention.